All right. Hey, what's happening? My name is Johnny. We're here at JSAW, and I have Josiah with me. Josiah is a program leader, longtime skateboarder, snowboarder.
Yeah.
This week we are looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 12 and 13, where it talks about overcoming temptations. And we all face temptations. And so, Josiah, why don't you tell me a story about a time that you faced a temptation while you were out skating as a young kid?
Yeah, for sure. I faced a lot of temptation being out at the skate park, but there was one time in particular, I was like 15 or 16 years old. I was down at Hamlet Skate Park in Cottage Grove, Minnesota. That was my main. And I was skating off a hip, trying like kick flips and frontside flips and stuff like that, trying to get some more air. And I was invited by some friends to go to a bench back around the corner at the park and light up some weed. And I was like wrestling with the fact of what to do in that situation, of like how to stand firm, how to make the right choice, being raised in a godly household. And I had the thought that I should probably look to the Bible to find the answer, and it just happens to be what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So in the Bible, in 1 Corinthians, Paul is talking to the church of Corinthians, and he is addressing these like needs for self-discipline, warnings for Israel's history, and finally he goes along and says a little bit of a background to the passage. He is mentioning all these things that happened before that caused a warning to be in place against temptation. And then he says this: so if you think you are standing firm, be careful that you don't fall. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. So when I was down there at Hamlet and my friends were inviting me over, I just prayed and asked God what to do, and I remembered that I have the freedom from temptation, that God always provides a way out, and I started looking for it.
Yeah, that's an incredible truth that I feel like, you know, as a believer, as a Christian, I face temptations all the time. Like, you go out to the skate park and people are offering you things and whatever. Temptations come up every day. Like, you can be sitting there on your phone scrolling on Instagram and stuff pops up and you're tempted. And it's super encouraging to know that, yeah, you can't, like the verse says, you can be, nothing has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. So every temptation that you face is somewhat normal. And God is faithful, and he won't let you be tempted beyond what you can bear.
Yeah.
But when you are, he will provide a way out so that you can endure it. And it's cool, like, how did you get out of the situation when you were out at the skate park? Like, what happened in that instance? Or maybe you didn't get out of it.
Previous times I wouldn't have been able to get out of the situation, but this time I just happened to have some friends arrive who weren't into that stuff, and they were wanting to go street skating, and so I just climbed in the car with them and drove off.
Yeah. So God provided a group of friends to go skate with that weren't doing drugs.
Yeah.
And that was your way out.
Yeah.
And you took it.
I did.
And that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Because the other option would have been like, okay, so you hang out at the skate park, you stay there, maybe the friends come and you're like, nah, I'm gonna stay here. And basically in that moment you're choosing, I'm gonna smoke weed.
Yeah.
And God gave you a way out. And so God can give you a way out, but you also have to choose it.
You have to take it. You have to take the leap.
Yeah. Right. One of the things that I like about this passage that sticks out to me too is the part in the middle of verse 13 where it says God is faithful. So like that stands out to me because it's like when I'm struggling with something, or when you were struggling with this decision at the skate park, it's like you can lean on God's faithfulness. Like, that's a true and real thing. That's who God is. And he's faithful to make sure that you're not going to get into something that's out of your league, or like that's so beyond you that you just cannot get out of it.
Yeah.
He always gives you a way to get out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's rad. Well, how would you want to challenge everybody that we're talking to?
Well, first I would, make sure to make the point of that is an encouraging thing, that you can be freed from temptation, and that God will always provide a way out, and there's more to my story of God working in incredible ways. And so I would say the challenge on that then is to look for a way out when you're in a situation of temptation. We as riders face it like every week in some way, shape, or form. Look for the way out and try to take it. That would be my challenge.
Yeah, that's sick. All right, well, thank you for checking in for Bible study. I want to encourage you to hit the like and subscribe or share or whatever you do on YouTube. Make some comments or whatever. And we will see you next week.
Sounds good.